Hey, players. Welcome to a brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. Of course, I am Double D, and we are on the GSMC Podcasting Network. So excited to be with you all tonight to record a brand new episode. I hope that y'all can hear me out there loud and clear. I'm so excited to be with you all tonight. I haven't been here for a couple of weeks, been really busy, making it do what it do when I need to make it do what it do. And that means that I wasn't able to come here and record these episodes. But I'm here now, honey, ready to spill this tea. I'm so excited to be with y'all tonight. So let me know if y'all can hear me and see me, and we'll go ahead and get this thing rocking and rolling. I want to thank everybody for coming out and joining me one more again out there in TikTok world, Facebook world, YouTube world, and everybody out there in podcasting world for coming back every week. I have been letting you all down out there in podcasting world. I am so sorry. Missed 2 episodes. However, I'm back. I'm ready, and let's get this thing crack-a-lacking. All right. So let's see. You know what? I'm a little rusty because I'm forgetting what I'm supposed to do first, but that's okay, honey. Y'all grab y'all teacups. Let's get started. All right, players. So the story that is trending, the tragedy that is trending right now is the story of Shanquilla Robinson over in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's get her picture up here so I can remind you all, just in case any of you haven't seen um, the coverage of her. Her story is going viral right now due to the fact that there is a lot of mystery surrounding her death. She was taking a trip with friends, and y'all see my hands, air quotes there, friends back on October the 28th. She called her mother. Then on October the 29th, the next phone call that her mother received was that she had was sick and she had alcohol poisoning. Her mother stated to the press that she didn't hear anything for a little while, and then the next thing she heard from Mexico was that her baby was deceased. Okay, Shanquilla was a business owner. She was 25 years old, and she owned a beauty salon where she did children's hair and adults hair and extensions and braids and all of that. And she decided just to go on a trip with her friends. According to reports, it was for another friend, one of the friends' birthdays. So this is the group of friends that she was with. So it was a total of 7 of them that was on the trip. The one down here at the bottom, and I'm sorry that y'all can't see this out there in podcasting world, but the one down at the bottom in the middle is said to be her best friend. In fact, her mother called him, his name is Khalil Cook, called him her best friend. Okay. So when they were on this trip, her mother said she spoke with her on Friday. She said they were going to go have a private chef cook them something to eat. Okay, so they were going to have dinner with the private chef, and then I guess they were going to just enjoy the festivities. So the next day she got the phone call, said her daughter was sick and had alcohol poisoning. Now, um during this time frame, because a video has surfaced since then, apparently there was some type of fight that took place. Now I cannot confirm nor deny who this fight was with, but it was allegedly with one of the people that was at the party, and it would be this young lady down here with the trees in the background. According to everybody else, this is what people are speculating, so I'm going to say allegedly this young lady down at the bottom, her name is Nay Dejanay, and they said that these two were having the fight. And honey, when I tell you this fight was brutal, this fight was brutal. Shanquilla was nude. Was being slung by her hair. I could hear whoever that was recording this fight asking Shanquilla in this video, why is she not going to fight back? Now I don't know if he was trying to be funny. I really don't know what he meant by that. But Shanquilla was not fighting back, and I heard a voice say no. Now I do not know which one it was, that said that. Now most would say that it was Shanquilla that said that, but people could argue that it was the other person in the video, which right now we're going to allegedly say that it was Dejanay, which is the young lady down at the bottom, the second row here with the green. In fact, I got her picture solo. This young lady right here is who everyone is alleging that was in this fight with Shanquilla. So I don't know when this fight occurred. No one really knows when this fight occurred, but it looked to be bright outside. So I'm not going to say this was on the day when they arrived, which would be the 28th. I would speculate that it would have been in the earlier mornings of the 29th. But again, I can't be sure. We don't have any reports to from the police to legitimize that or to basically cement that for us. So we're just going to say allegedly, or we can all speculate at this time. So the fight happened. And then Shanquilla, unfortunately, she ends up deceased. Her mother said that when she got the autopsy report, on the autopsy report, it stated that she had a spinal cord injury as well as a broken neck. Oh my God, so terrible. And also, according to one of the friends that was there, he actually went live. This is the young man that is at the bottom here on the third row at the end, not the one in the middle, but at the end. He went live on his Facebook and he stated that he got there, IG, and he stated that he got there late. Okay, he said, I got there late, but when I got there, Shanquilla was already sick. She was in the game room. He said he went in there to Shanquilla. He went in there to comfort her, try to help her. He got a bag because maybe she was throwing up or something like that. I really don't know what he got the bag for, but maybe it was because she was throwing up. But he said he went in there to comfort her. He said when he got in there, she was very ill. They actually moved to the living room. He was trying to pep her up, tell her, hey, come on, friend, let's go. But they ended up calling the concierge. According to the company where they rented the villa from, they called the concierge and they were able to get a doctor up there. By the time doctor got there, she was unconscious. Unfortunately, Shanquilla was unconscious, and she was pronounced dead not even 15 minutes after an injury, is what the concierge service said. It didn't say anything about alcohol poisoning, but their verbiage was the injury. So I don't know what that injury would be. So that happened, and now Shanquilla's family is demanding answers. They want to know what happened to Shanquilla. Why was she found? They stated, why are the stories so different? Basically, why are the friends saying that she passed away from alcohol poisoning? They didn't say anything about she had a fall that would have resulted in her having bruises, having a spinal cord injury, having her neck being broken. They didn't say anything like that when they called her. They said, hey, she has alcohol poisoning. So if you indicate alcohol poisoning, you're gonna think somebody's throwing up, they got a bellyache, maybe having diarrhea, something to that effect. Headaches, sweating, things like that. But you're not going to think of a broken neck and a severed injured spinal cord. Just the math is not math, and the buttermilk is not clean. So at this point right now, the State Department is launching an investigation. Also, they're trying to get the FBI involved on this, and her parents do want to hire a private investigator to investigate what happened, try to get some answers to all of these questions. Now, according to reports, honey, now I don't know if this is true, but I'm gonna be watching, honey, to see what comes out in the Washington Arrangement. Now, first there was a little there's an Instagram page that is allegedly this girl. Okay, I don't know if it's her or not. People like to play tricks and play around or whatever, but they said that they are her, and they were going to go live tomorrow at 3 p.m. I believe it was Eastern time that they were supposed to go live. Okay, but then they doubled back and said that they were going to go tell their story to the Shade Room. I don't know why you would be telling your story to the Shade Room. It seems to me like you would be going to the authorities, but I digress, honey. I declare, what a disgrace. This is the way this world is set up these days. I mean, for you to even think of doing something like that, to tell something that could be to a criminal level, I declare, what a disgrace. So anyway, I was going to be watching that, but I did want to let y'all know, honey, that tomorrow on Nosy Bystanders TV, we're going to be going live, me and the chief Nosy Bystander. I don't know if y'all know who she is, Stephanie, but she does some really good research, honey. She's been researching this. So we're going to go live on Nosy Bystanders TV. I'm going to put the registration on my Facebook page. It's going to be free for you guys to come and indulge in this. You can watch it online at nosybystanderstv.io, or you can watch this nosybystanders.uscreen.io, or you can watch it on your television. So if you can, download I'm telling you, because I need you to download Nosy Bystanders TV, okay? If you're here to support Double D, I should have like 117 downloads. If you have a Roku television at this point, please go to your Roku television right now, type in Nosy Bystanders TV, okay? It's down at the bottom of your screen. Download Nosy Bystanders TV. Check out some of the shows that we have there. And if you're excited, baby, and you're intrigued, make sure you subscribe. But tomorrow we're going to be live. We're going to be talking about this. And also, if that girl goes live, honey, you know we're going to have the footage, so we're going to play it right on over there. So make sure y'all come and join us tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to have the registration right here on my Facebook, so make sure you guys register so that way you can indulge in that, honey. We're going to be definitely following this case. Chief Nosy Bystander is amazing when it comes down to this type of stuff, and I just can't wait to be in the number one more time to be with her when she does her investigations, honey, because when I tell you she's thorough, she's thorough. All right, players, y'all grab y'all tea and have a seat. We got more coming up. All right, players. So I know y'all know I got to talk about it, honey. Let me move my mic up a little bit. Y'all know I got to talk about it. Frumpy to the motherfucking dump, honey. I declare. What a disgrace. So Frumpy Dump made his announcement yesterday, honey. And baby, the announcement was so boring that I heard through the grapevine. Well, actually, I saw somebody that was there, honey, that was reporting that said that people was walking out on the speech. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. They said they actually had to keep the security from these people walking out. So he announced, baby, that he is going to run for president in 2024. Child, please let me get my teacup because I need to sip it with ya. I hope that you have your teacups so we can sip together because we're going to need it. When I tell you we're going to need it, we're going to need it, big baby, because this is going to be a bumpy ride, baby. This is going to be a bumpy ride. If Frumpy to the motherfucking dump is going to run for president in 2024, if he's not indicted, if he doesn't see this before that time, if he doesn't see this right here, if he doesn't see this, Merrick Garland in his rearview mirror as expeditiously, he's going to be running for president in 2024, honey. So we're going to have to make it do what it do, what we need to make it do what it do. You dig? We're going to have to keep our head above water. So let's talk about this announcement because he did it at the Roche Hotel Mar-a-Lago, honey. He was excited as a flea on a dog's ass. Everybody already knew what he was doing because he actually filed the paperwork like a few hours earlier than the meeting or whatever. He filed the paperwork with the FTC. So we already knew he was going to scurry his ass on out there and say that he was running for president. So Melania was there. Barron was there. Frumpy Dump Jr. was there. I believe Eric was there. But someone who was missing, I said this wrong the other day, but someone who was missing from the shenanigans was his baby girl, his protege, the love of his life, honey. Ivanka Trump was not in the building. She said, Frumpy, I can't support you in this. I just can't do it. So she was the one child that was not in the building when this situation went down. And Ivanka actually issued a statement what was it? She issued this statement on Instagram, I believe, and then it was subsequently posted other places. And she said in the statement, she said, I love my father very much. This time around, I am choosing to prioritize my young children and the private life we are creating as a family. I do not plan to be involved in politics. While I will always love and support my father, going forward, I will do so outside of the political arena. I am grateful to have had the honor of serving the American people, and I will always be proud of our many administration's accomplishments. Ivanka Trump. So she will not be there to support Frumpy Dump in his latest fleecing expedition. She said, honey, I done fleeced enough, allegedly. I done fleeced enough when I was there. I think it was reported that Jarrett and Ivanka made about $121 million, possibly more. I could be wrong. I know somebody's gonna correct me in the comments, but I know it was in the I know it was millions of dollars that Ivanka and Jarrett allegedly made when they were working for the Frumpy Dump administration. Talking about nepotism, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So Frumpy to the motherfucking dump is announcing that he's gonna be running for president. Ivanka is not there. Melania is there, and she just has on this little neat little number. You know what I'm saying? She's not all dressed up, honey, because you know she really don't want to be there anyway. But let's take a listen to Frumpy Dump when he announced that he is running for president.
I am tonight announcing my candidacy for president of the United States. Thank you, kids. Thank you. All of you. I am tonight an
Child, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So Frumpy Dump announces that he's running for president. He was up there talking for a good 2 hours. The teleprompter was going and going and going. And baby, the folks said, look, I'm ready to get the hell on out of here. I done had enough of these shenanigans. I don't want to sit here anymore. And as they was trying to leave, honey, them people said, where you think you going? You ain't going nowhere.
I actually saw people trying to leave, I think perhaps a little concerned that the hall would empty out too much. They actually started preventing people from leaving. So now they're no longer allowing people to leave. And people leaving early even before he was done. He's still speaking now.
People don't need either, but we love our country. We have to take care of our country. We have to save our country. Every policy must be geared toward which they say may affect us in 300 years imaginable. Our country is a job to exactly 1% nice easy life. It's bravely. I said, no, I'm not the king. I said, yes, you are the king. Many, many, many times what it was just 2 years ago. It's fun to stay at the
Child, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So baby and Frumpy was up there. Them people was trying to scurry their asses on out of there. They was getting tired of them shenanigans. But I'm going to tell you one person who wasn't trying to scurry on up out of there, honey. They was actually there. And no, it wasn't Matt Gaetz. He was the privileged pervert, was not there for Big Daddy Don. I'm going to tell you who it was, honey. Meathead Matty lost the primary. Baby, and Meathead Matty had his face all up in the place, honey. I declare, what a disgrace. And I want y'all to take a look. Meathead Matty was sitting back there in the back. Now, they didn't have the decency to put his ass up in front. You know he can't see, so look at him peeking around Melania. I don't know what he done to his hair, y'all, but I want y'all to take a look at this video of Meathead Matty caking for Frumpy Dump, even though Frumpy Dump waited till the day before his primary to come out and try to defend him, even though he was getting drug out through the internet streets because he was thrusting his wanglings in people's Y'all take a look at it.
Yeah, I will follow this man until the day I die, barring some terrible information, but this man has bled for us. This man has fought for us. This man has put his entire career, has put his entire life, has put his entire persona, everything about him, everything about the Trump family, the children, him, his wife. He's put it all on the line for every single one of us. And so to the conservatives who are talking about, oh, well, maybe his time's over, where is your loyalty? How can you look yourself in the mirror as a man and say, oh, well, I'll turn my back on somebody, when the going gets tough or when it's not a sure thing? This man fought for you. This man gave us a strong nation. He gave us strong foreign trade. He gave us strong trade policies. He got us out of foreign interventionism. He stopped overpaying for NATO and for all of our alliances. He made the world fear us. And you know what? I don't really want a president who is just loved and going to be hugged on and wear the exact same clothes as some freaking communist dictator does in China. I want a president who people are terrified of, who's going to push people out of the way when he's walking up because he's the United States of freaking America and he represents every single one of us.
Child, meathead Maddie, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Now, meanwhile, they up there packing up his office because you know his ass got to go. You know he didn't win his primary. He is no longer a member of Congress. And according to reports, they're allegedly investigating him because of some misappropriation of campaign funds. Oh, yes, 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 honey, it's true. So I'm gonna say allegedly. They're allegedly investigating because I read that somewhere and I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny that, but I can say that they allegedly looking into Meathead Maddie and the finances, but I don't know if it's 100% fact, but you know, it's not far-fetched. I'm just gonna keep it a stack. So, baby, if Frumpy Dump is announced that he's running for president, we already know what it is. It is basically because Frumpy Dump, number one, will get in trouble with the FTC because he's been fleecing based on from his supporters based on him running for president. You know what I'm saying? Just like he fleeced $275 million from the Frumpy Dump taint sniffers, from his taint sniffers, the Magamites. He fleeced that money from them for this save. What was it? The legal fund that was never used for anything legal. But he didn't want to get in trouble with the FTC. He doesn't want Merrick Garland to prosecute his ass for the alleged classified documents that he took to Mar-a-Lago, as well as the insurrection that he's being criminally investigated federally. You also have the Georgia election interference probe. You also have the large civil suit that's going on in the state of New York. Right now, as we speak, the Frumpy Dump organization is currently under investigation. So he has a lot going on. But like legal experts have said, although it will be unprecedented for him to be prosecuted, being a former president of the United States, as well as a candidate for presidency, you know, no one is above the law. At least that's what Merrick Garland said. So we'll see what happens, what comes out in the Washington Narration with this. All I know is, honey, the GQP, the leaders of the GQP, like I told y'all earlier, they don't really support it. They really don't support Frumpy Dump in this running for president. They are really wanting to back someone like a Ron DeSantis. I used to hear them throwing around Applehead Abbott a lot, but I really haven't heard Applehead Abbott being thrown around anymore, tossed in the pot there. But I know Ron DeSantis, that is faux news, is sweetheart, honey. They've been dragging Frumpy Dump on Wall Street Journal, anything that's owned by Rupert Murdoch, honey, they've been dragging the hell. The New York Post, all of them been dragging the hell out of Frumpy Dump. They won't run DeSantis. They do not want Frumpy Dump. They feel like he is a liability, and I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a stack, which I think it is. But he is. However, hey, let them both run. They can split the ticket, and then the Democrat gonna win. All right, players, grab y'all tea and have a seat, honey. We moving on. All right, players. So I did want to briefly touch on the fact that the GQP has taken control of the House. According to reports, they are projected to win the majority of seats in the House of Representatives. They're going to have a slim majority, but they are projected to win. They said that the cycle, they picked up 14 seats. And they still have more seats that they're going to pick up. The 218 votes needed, they are right there at that 218 vote mark. So they will be picking up the majority in the House of Representatives. Now, listen, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I have always heard that the government runs better when the Republicans have the majority of the House and the Democrats have the majority in the Senate. I've always heard that. I guess we're going to have to go ahead and test out that theory, because that's what it's going to be. The Democrats kept control of the Senate, and then the House is going to take control of the House of Representatives. So basically, we're going to be able to see if they can actually work together with this. You know, it's been a failed time working together before now, you know, with anything trying to pass at the Senate. So we'll definitely have to wait and see what comes out in the Washington Narration. I can't say either way, because I'm not a legal pundit like that, where I can think back to where there was a Republican House and a Dem Senate, and things worked worked cohesively together. I can't remember a time like that, but there may be a time in history, or there may be time now where that could work. So But I have always heard that from older people that it always works better. So we'll just have to wait and see what comes out in the Washington Ranch. And honey, I just wanted to inform you of that. I think that McCarthy is going to take over as the Speaker of the House. So this is going to really boast bobbleheads head, I guess you would say, make her head more bobbly, because she's been talking about that's what she was going to do, fire Pelosi, as she's single-handedly responsible for Nancy Pelosi handing over her gavel. And I think she'll do it gracefully. It's definitely not going to be a situation like Frumpy to the motherfucking dump. All right, players, grab that tea and have a seat. We're moving on. So the Senate on today voted 62 to 37 to advance the Respect Marriage Act, with 12 Republicans joining in with every Democrat in support. Lawmakers are expected to vote again on Thursday to invoke cloture, potentially setting up for a final vote by the end of the week. We're in lame duck season, so they are trying to pump out as much as they can, and they did advance this Respect Marriage Act today. President Biden actually praised it, saying love is love, and he said that he wanted to thank the members of Congress whose leadership has sent a strong message that Republicans and Democrats can work together to secure fundamental rights of Americans to marry the person they love. I urge Congress to quickly send this bill to my desk, where I will promptly sign it into law. So that is in its final stages. Still has 2 more votes to go. However, it looks like it's definitely going to pass. So this is definitely a good thing. The reason why this is happening is because Roe v. Wade was overturned. And also in that overturning, in that opinion, y'all remember Clarence Thomas said something about Roe v. Wade. About same-sex marriage, saying that we should revisit all measures like Roe v. Wade. And that would be akin to same-sex marriage. So that's the reason why they moved quickly and they got it done, honey. So hey, it's a good thing. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood for same-sex marriage. Hope they go ahead and continue that and get it all the way passed so President Biden can sign it. He's eager to sign it, and I'm eager for him to sign it. Everybody should have the right to marry who they want as long as they are of age, of consent. All right, players, grab y'all tea and have a seat. We moving on. So I thought this was a very important bill that I wanted to kind of bring to you guys' attention. A group of mothers whose children's death were tied to social media are meeting with lawmakers this week during the lame duck season, and they sent a letter to congressional leaders to push Congress to pass 2 bills that would add additional regulations governing how tech companies operate for children and teens. This group includes parents whose kids passed away from fentanyl-laced drugs purchased on apps by unaliving themselves after being cyberbullied online, and also by participating in dangerous viral games like that choking game that people were doing. This group, the leader of the group is Christine Bride, and one of the parents, who was Christine Bride, her son died he unalived himself after being bullied on an anonymous feature available through Snapchat. The feature is no longer offered on the photo messaging app, but she said that since then, other anonymous messaging features posing the same level of issues have emerged on the platform. She said that I want social media companies to be held accountable for their products as soon as possible. She said that we know that anonymous apps are dangerous. We need to have a process where these products are reviewed like every other industry before they go and get marketed to millions of young users. So Bride and other activist parents are pushing for the Senate to pass Kids Online Safety Act, COSA, and Children's Online Privacy Protection Act 2.0. The bills advanced out of the Senate committee in July with bipartisan support. So they actually want to get those bills passed during the lame duck season. So, hey, I'm here for it. I feel like anything we can do to protect our children in this sort of way is very important. We see this all the time where children are bullied across applications. We see it all the time where people are bullied and they're not children. So we definitely need to do something about this. And I feel like whatever we can do, we should do. All right, players, grab y'all till you have a seat. We're moving on. All right, players. So I wanted to talk to you all about this story, but I do want to warn you that the video that I'm going to play, it could be considered disturbing. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to play it yet. I think I'll just figure it out when I get there. But I'm pretty sure I don't know if you all have heard of him, so I have to play the video. This is 41-year-old Jarrett Hobbs. He was beaten in Camden County, in a Camden County jail cell. He's 41 years old. On September 3rd, he was in the county jail for speeding, driving with a suspended license, and a possession of a controlled substance. According to Camden County sheriffs, he was creating a disturbance inside of the jail cell, and that's what prompted corrections officers to come to the jail cell. When they came to his cell, they beat him. They pulled out his his hair, his locks, his scalp was bleeding. And after they did all of this, they allegedly inmates were the one that actually stopped the fighting. He was not fighting back. He was not resisting in the video. And they actually charged him with assault. So I am going to play the video and I'm going to take this risk, but this video has been blurred. It blurs out a little bit so you guys can see what was going on before the officers came in and a little bit of the beating that occurred. Uh-oh, that's not the child. That's the picture. I'm so sorry. That's the still picture. Let me get down here to the video. Double D, is you sleepy? I declare. All right, players, that's as much as I can play without violating the guidelines here on Facebook. But you guys are welcome to scurry on over to my Twitter. I do have the full video on my Twitter. So now he has retained an attorney. He is still actually in jail, according to reports. In North Carolina, court documents indicate that he was on probation on a federal case out of North Carolina, and by being in Georgia, where he was charged with speeding. His name's Jarrett Hobbs. He was charged with speeding, driving on a revoked license, and suspended license, and possession of a controlled substance. So he is still currently in custody right now, but he's in North Carolina at this time, and the assault charges have been dropped. Now, the Camden County Sheriff's Department issued a statement saying that they have launched an investigation, and all of the officers that were involved in the beating have been placed on paid administrative leave pending investigations. But the attorneys and the attorney's name is Daniel. He is requesting that these officers be fired expeditiously, and also they be brought up on charges. The beating is brutal. It is. And the fact that they left him in the jail cell without any medical attention after they did it. And it is absolutely absurd. They definitely should lose their jobs, never be able to work in law enforcement again. And they also should have to face criminal charges for the way they ganged up on him. And it was really, really bad to watch. Again, I'm going to have this on my Twitter. You guys can go and watch that video in full if you want to see it. I believe it's about maybe a minute long or or so, but that's a long time for a beating, I can tell you that. All right, players, grab y'all tea and have a seat. We're going to be moving on. I am sending positive vibes out to Jarrett Hobbs. I'm hoping that he gets released from jail and he doesn't have to deal with anything like that again, and also that he gets justice for what happened to him. And thankfully, he's still alive. All right, players. So, child, Darrell Brooks, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So, the trial for Darrell Brooks is finally over. They've had victim impact statements that have been going on. Darrell Brooks has been doing everything he can to try to delay this trial, and that actually continued yesterday, and it continued into the day. So much so that when he was sentenced, he was actually not even in the same room with the judge. He was in the other courtroom again because he had gotten kicked out of the courtroom. He did have victim impact statements. He was, some people, he was looking down like, I believe it was a parent of the child that had came up there, and he was looking down there. But there was sometimes when people were reading the victim impact statements where he was seen rolling his eyes, not looking or looking at the people. I mean, it was really, really sad the way that he was conducting himself in the court. But I mean, he wanted to represent himself, and he got exactly what you get when you represent yourself, especially in a case like this. His mother actually spoke, and she read a poem by Maya Angelou. Now, I believed, I agree with her on some of the things she's saying about mental health, about people being thrown away when they have mental health problems. People don't really want to acknowledge the people who have the mental health problem. They are embarrassed by it, sometimes, and that's why they don't want to get the help. I do believe that. I do understand that. But to read a poem by Maya Angelou after that, I don't know what she was thinking. Now, I believe his grandmother, she made a statement. She apologized to the family. Also, the mother, she did say she was sorry, apologized to the family, and said she was praying for them. But it was just, it was really odd for her to read that poem by Maya Angelou, especially when she done seen her son acting a fool this whole time in this courtroom. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So I just wanted to show you guys what the judge was dealing with today with Darrell Brooks and why he got kicked out the courtroom. Child.
I just want to be treated fairly, which I have not been.
Please sit down.
And then you, Your Honor, and then you
Mr.
always make it seem
this is
like
not a
you always
debate.
make it seem like it's some type of aim, and it's not.
Please sit down.
We're talking about constitutional rights. You just told me, or you told the bailiff to tell me that I had to exercise a right that I should already have. I did that. Not once, not twice, 3 times. And it still wasn't honored. And then I raised this sign. I'm waving this for like 20 minutes, saying I would want to come back. I'm doing this.
You're here now.
Can I come back? Can I come back? Can I come back?
So sit down.
It wasn't honored. And then I said, okay,
finish.
I'll write this, and I'll see if Your Honor can see it on the screen. The objection sign saying, I exercise my right to be present.
If you stop for a minute,
I have the order of the court?
I'll explain it, but you have to stop I can explain it.
Your Honor, I did what you asked me to do.
Actually not.
Yes.
Let me explain if you would like.
If I didn't, Your Honor, if I did not do what you asked me to do, then why was I allowed to come back if I did not do what you asked me to do?
Because I'm frankly going to a very distinct portion of this hearing where I am going to impose sentence.
Okay, that doesn't answer the question, though. That matters. That doesn't answer the question.
Please sit down and I will explain and remain quiet without interrupting me.
With all due respect.
That doesn't mean you're respecting me, so please sit down.
With all due respect, you told the bailiff when I first said, because every time that I've been brought over there in the past,
Mr. Brooks,
you always stated,
I don't need a history lesson of what I've done.
That when I exercise my right to be present,
untrue.
You always said, we have the record. We have the record. We can dig into the record.
Mr. Brooks,
I know what the requirement was of me going over there. You've always stated on the record that when I exercise my right to be present, you will bring me back if
Child, she kicked his ass right on out that courtroom, and as she should. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So he was sentenced to life without the possibility of early release on and he was also sentenced to 17 and a half years on 17 and a half years on each count of excuse me. So he was sentenced to 6 life sentences without the possibility of early release for the first degree intentional homicides, and then he was also found guilty on all 76 all the other 70 counts. He was sentenced to 17 and a half years for the injuries to the people that he injured. Their child, it's a mess.
On counts 1 through 6, this court is imposing a life sentence without the possibility or eligibility for extended supervision consecutive to one another. 1 life sentence for Virginia Sorensen. 1 life sentence for Leanna Owen. 1 life sentence for Tamara Durand. 1 life sentence for Jane Kulik. 1 life sentence for Bill Hospital.
So she sentenced him, honey, and she also let him have it when she sentenced him. She said that his character or lack thereof is also demonstrated by his complete and utter denial of culpability in this case. She also noted that there was no evidence that he was suffering from a manic episode at the time of the incident, despite his claims that his mental health played a role. He was also ordered to pay restitution, including $47,000 on behalf of the Waukesha School District and more than $124,000 on the Crime Victim Compensation Program. He was also given no contact orders to protect the victims and their families. She said to him, she said, to order anything other than that would have done, sir, excuse me, y'all, would be unduly depreciated the series. Oh my God, Tiffany Reed, unduly depreciate the seriousness of these offenses. Frankly, you deserve it. Child, she was done with his ass. She threw his ass right on out that courtroom, and I declare, honey, it was a disgrace. And she also said that, look, I don't want to have nothing to do with where he goes. I don't want to have nothing to do with anything. If they want to transfer him, they can transfer him. Whatever it is they want to do with him, they need to make it do what it do, but they need to make it do what it do. But I don't ever want to see his ass in my courtroom again. She didn't say it like that, honey, but she said it without saying it. When she stood up at that chair and the prosecutor asked her one more question about him, she said, look, you do what you got to do with him, but I don't want to see his ass ever again. And she deserves to say exactly that, because when I tell you she's got the patience of a saint when it comes down to this situation, I actually found this picture right here, and I feel like it's very fitting for this situation. Because she did a very good job in not allowing him to get this case thrown out on a mistrial. She also did a very good job in not holding him in contempt. She did a good job, and I know it was hard for her. She had to argue with him a lot, and she deserves some kudos for the way that she handled herself. And I'm pretty sure the appeals are coming, but maybe he'll get an attorney this kind of time. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. He's also facing charges somewhere else. If I'm not mistaken, he's facing charges somewhere else as well. All right, players, I'm going to need y'all to get ready, honey, because y'all know what time it is. It's time to play some stupid games so we can give out some stupid prizes. Players, it's time for another riveting episode of Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. Players. It's been a while since I played Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes, honey. And when I see this little ditty, I said, let me go ahead and scurry on and find this story so I can do this. So picture it, 2020, January 6th. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So we have Mr. Larry Brock, 55-year-old Larry Brock. He's living his best life, honey. In 2020, he is retired from the military. He is living his best life. But guess what? Guess what his only problem is? He's watching a little bit too much of faux news. And when he's watching too much of faux news in 2020, because we locked down, we in the 2019, 2020, we locked down and in the pandemic, honey. If you're a gullible mind, you may end up winning a gullible prize. And I believe that's what Larry Brock got himself into, honey. He got a little gullible, a little too gullible, and he started sniffing the aromas from Frumpy Dump's taint. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So that taint aroma actually made him scurry his ass on up to the Capitol to participate in the shenanigans on January 6th. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Just look at him, y'all. Just look at him. Oh, man. He's a retired Air Force lieutenant colonel. He's 55 years old, owns his home, just living his best life, big baby. And he scurried his ass on up to the Capitol. He utilized his Air Force mind, his retirement brain. He utilized all those skills he learned in the military to suit himself up, honey. He actually took up there some zip ties. This is the guy that all of us was watching on TV, and we was like, who the hell is this fool with these zip ties and all this stuff on him in tactical gear? What exactly is he going to do with this? He was all in the Senate chamber, baby. He was making it do what it do when he needed to make it do what it do. You dig? But the problem is his ass was caught on camera, okay? He scared his ass on up there by Frumpy Dump's tank, and he was on camera. So he thought nobody wasn't going to be able to catch him, especially with him looking like this. But he actually looks like this, honey. This is the way he looks. And unfortunate for him, he was promptly arrested just 4 days after the insurrection. So he didn't even get to enjoy any of the shenanigans that went on after the fact, like Frumpy Dump being banned from Twitter, the fact that his ass was no longer the president of the United States. He didn't get to enjoy any of it, honey. He had to spend a little time in the prison because guess what? They charged his ass with 6 counts of entering the Capitol and the Senate chamber. He was charged with obstructing justice, obstructing an official proceeding, and 5 misdemeanor charges, including entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, as well as disorderly conduct and disruptive behavior, honey. So they put his ass on strict house arrest, and he was released from prison. Let's take a look at the Walk of Shame. Oh, we got to take a look at the Walk of Shame. Let me pull it up here because I know I put it on here because I wanted y'all to see it.
Would you like to talk to us?
Man, Larry, oh, why'd you do it, Larry Brock? Why did you do it? Mess up your life like this? I declare, what a disgrace. Well, just today, his ass was found guilty on all 6 charges of entering the Capitol and the Senate chamber. Oh, yes, and it's true. He was found guilty on all the charges out there, baby. And this Texan retired Air Force veteran is headed to the clink, honey. He has a possibility of serving up to 20 years. 20, which will make him, if he is sentenced to that 20 years, honey, or anything over 7 years, guess what, big baby? That's going to be the most that anybody has been sentenced to because the Oath Keepers haven't been finished their trial yet. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. But baby, this is what happens when you play stupid games. You know what happens, honey? You're going to win that stupid prize. Oh, Larry, enjoy your stupid prize. Oh, goodness gracious. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Players, I really hope y'all enjoyed this brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. Make sure if you're on YouTube watching me, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel. I need you guys to subscribe. If you're on Facebook, make sure you following the page. And also make sure you come on back and come and join us tomorrow on Nosy Bystanders on Roku. You can also watch us on nosybystanders.uscreen.io, where we're going to be having a very special episode, going to be breaking down what happened with Shaquela Robinson. May she rest in peace, and I'm sending my condolences out to her family. I thank y'all for riding and flying with me. I hope y'all really enjoyed this brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. Your girl is definitely going to be back here next week, and make sure y'all download Nosy Bystanders TV on Roku. I need y'all to support me. Just support me this time. All right, players. I'll see y'all next time, and y'all take care. Peace.